We're the Hebrew Israelites. All right. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh. All right. Yahweh is the Most High's name. All right. Through His Son Yahweh Shai, through the Holy Spirit. All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. And salutes honors to you brothers out there preaching His word, sincerity, and truth. All right. Like I said before, with the Hebrew Israelites. All right, we come out every week, prophesy the downfall of Babylon, aka America, according to the Bible. All right, and we're here to preach. All right, preach unto the elect of Israel. All right, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, and just the time now where the Most High, he's putting his judgment down on this place, man. All right, down on America, down on the whole planet, man. All right. And well, we're going through a translation of kingdoms, man. All right, right before the Most High is ready to put down the kingdom and raise up another one. What He sends His prophets out, man. All right. Let me get 28:8.
And it's Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war. And of evil and of pestilence.
All right, we're in a state of war right now, man. All right, that's how the Most High is going to bring down this society, man. World War III, man.
Spiritual war is the physical war that's coming too. We'll fight the spiritual war over here, but there's going to be a physical war as well, right? And so both are according to prophecy.
Yep, war's all around, man. All right, we got World War III coming up. You know, the tension between America and Iran, all right, which is that prophesied in Ezekiel 38th chapter, man. All right, Russia's going to become a guard unto Iran, man. All right, so we're in the midst of that, man. So everybody in the whole earth their antennas up, man. They know war is coming, man. All right, but they're already been prophesied, man, through the Bible, man. All right, so the Lord sending out His prophets to say before something's about to happen, man. That's the word prophecy. All right. Of war. We started talking about.
And it's Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
War, evil, and pestilence, man. All right. It shouldn't be no surprise that Esau, all right, the so-called white man, is in power over this planet, man. It shouldn't be no surprise, man.
Shouldn't be a lesson in the mystery.
It shouldn't be no mystery. All right. If it's a mystery unto you, you just totally brain dead, man. All right. But Esau, he rules the planet Earth, man. All right. And Esau has been ruling this planet in total wickedness, man. And the Lord is sick and tired of it. Right. All right, that's why all this hell is coming to this planet, man. All right. Anybody?
I got something. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
The signs the prophecies that's written in this book, man. All right, only the elect can understand these prophecies, man. All right, because it was sent from the Most High through His Son, through the Holy Spirit to His prophets.
Right.
All right.
So measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
Yeah.
Then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which He made.
He began to visit the world which He's made, man. I believe that word visit goes into punish, man. All right, he's punishing this planet, man. You see what's going down there in Australia, man? The Lord is sending fire on this earth, man. What's that, Isaiah 29?
Yeah, come.
How's it go?
It's Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
Yep, the flames, man. All right. The Lord is dealing heavy with fire, man. All right. And fire is going to destroy America, man. All right. Via through the thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. You see Russia, China, North Korea, they're flexing their their muscle and their nuclear capabilities, man.
Right.
All right, that should tell you something, man. The Lord is actually putting the evil thought, all right, starting to put the evil thought, all right, in these other nations, man, to destroy this place, man.
Right.
All right, and we're not coming out of our heart, you know, saying America's gonna be destroyed. No, this is written in the Bible.
It's coded,
All right.
but it's still written there.
Exactly.
And you can put the pieces together.
Yep.
And our job is to put those pieces together and explain it in plain language to you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what the job of the prophet is. Is it more?
No, that was it.
That was the point? Reading on, this is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9.
All right, Jeremiah, Ezra, they're Israelite prophets, man. All right.
Verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Earthquakes and uproars of the people, man. Hasn't that been happening the last years, man? All right, the last several years, earthquakes everywhere, man. All right, thousands of earthquakes, man. Uproars of the people all over the planet, man. That's been happening, man.
They're uproar, they're uproar for Soleimani right now in the Middle East.
Yeah.
The whole Middle East is standing out there burning American flags and Israeli flags right now.
Oh man, I don't know if you've seen the little news feed, but there was a helicopter going across Iran. You can see at least 1 million Iranians down there, man.
And I saw a newspaper.
At his funeral, man.
Yeah, the streets were complete, like Michael Jackson died.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson died.
Hey, they say he was the second most powerful man in Iran. Hey, man. Let's tell you something.
It's like they just lost Nip. That's why they all mourning in the streets right now, man. They got his face plastered on T-shirts, big pictures, portraits.
You know they got murals now.
Yeah, they finna start putting up murals. So hey, y'all just activated a monster in Persia.
Right. Hey, remember the Persians ruled the earth. Ruled the earth for many, many years, man. You know, in the ancient world, man. So the Lord's gonna put that spirit back on these Persians, man. All right.
The movie 300 was talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, just for y'all that need that don't have any historical clue about it, the movie 300 showed it.
His name in the scriptures is Asarius.
Xerxes, which is Xerxes.
They ruled the world at one point in time, man. All right.
Verse 4 it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
There you go, man. So
he prophesied.
So the Lord sent his prophets back, you know, in the reincarnation. All right. And we're doing the same thing that we was doing before, man. All right. And we got the word to be our conduit to understand these prophecies, man.
Our reference guide.
That's right.
To make sure it was a measuring stick, if you will, to know who is who and what's what.
Is that written in the paper? 15?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you grab that?
Yep. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Who's the Lord people? The Israelites, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right, you Israelites that scatter abroad may look like other nations. All right.
It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Words of prophecy, man. All right? Because the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. All right, that's Revelation 19 and 10. Right?
It said, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
This is the paper, man. All right, the Bible, man. They're faithful and true, man. All right, faith is only given to the elect, man. All right, and the Lord is not dealing with all of Israel, man. He's only dealing with his chosen elect few. All right, the 144,000 and 1/3.
A remnant.
Yep, the remnant, chosen.
What did you just read out?
2nd Ezra 15.
Okay. I got something to go with that. This is Sirach chapter 36 and verse 13. It says, "O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles."
Israel, the oracles, man. The oracles of the Most High, man.
Another nickname for Israel is Zion.
Yep.
It means monument.
Yep. The oracles, the prophecies, you know, things the Most High said do, man. All right, and the Most High's warning to the Israelites, man, and through the mouth of the prophets. Go ahead.
It says, and thy people with thy glory give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name.
There you go. Prophets, man. That's the Lord's mouth, man. All right. Yahweh, the Most High, is not going to come down to the earth, and his earth is his footstool, man. He's not going to come down and speak to you peon people, man. All right. He sends his prophets, man, to speak to you, man. All right. That's how he always dealt. There ain't nothing changed, man.
There's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and 20. I'll start at 26, but the point is in 27. He's talking about wisdom. It says, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness, and being but one, she could do all things, and remaining in herself.
If I should say about this, like, the mirror of the Most High is wisdom, because through the Most High's power, wisdom was given unto his people, and when we are able to obtain that wisdom, that's the source of the power of the Heavenly Father giving that to us through His Holy Spirit. So that's like a down payment that He's giving us of the power that He's gonna give us. Okay, downloading us with this wisdom. You got it, bro.
And it says, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets.
That's right. The prophets are the friends of the Most High, man. Just like Abraham was, man. But he had to show his faith through works, man. All right, order to be a friend of the Most High, man. All right, we showing our faith by our works, man. This is the part of the works right here, man. All right, coming out here and preaching to you people, man. All right, even though you people look at us like we're fools, man. We're looking at you like you fools, man. That's right. You don't know what's going on, man. All right.
Hey, that's why Yahweh Shai said when he was talking to his disciples, he said,
it's not given unto you. I mean, it's not given unto them. Because it's like, when you talk about the 13th chapter of Matthew, right?
No, the 15th chapter. Matter of fact, I got it. It's John 15.
Right.
And 15 it says, henceforth I'll call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, Lord, surely the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So, hey, even like, it's like we're reiterating what the prophecy said, going back to what Isaiah prophesied, what Jeremiah prophesied, what Ezekiel prophesied. But really, this information is new because the understanding of those prophecies, it wasn't known back then.
Right.
But the Lord,
the
after
fullness of the prophecy,
the fullness of it, some of them prophesied of the things that would happen contemporarily, but it also had eschatology behind it. Meaning, what they spoke back then, it also applied to future generations of what the Lord's going to do. Like that's why we're living in the last days, and we're bringing out those prophecies that they prophesied of old because now it's relevant. Now we're actually seeing it come to fruition.
Yeah, because Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, is no thing under the sun.
Exactly.
All right, so
it shall be which have been already been.
Yeah.
Should be new. I forgot how.
Like Apostle Tahar humbly says that we know more than the prophets of old.
Yeah. Because the prophets, they wrote down arrows as describing missiles. They didn't know what a nuclear missile was.
They saw it.
But
they couldn't describe it.
Well, we know. We look it up and we understand. It's different elements that build up the missile. It's warheads in the missile.
Daniel said knowledge shall be increased in these last days too.
Yeah.
But so the understanding of these prophecies will make more sense with all the information that's out now.
And that information would only come to the prophets through the Holy Spirit, the inspiration of the Most High.
This is on Matthew chapter 13, verse 17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them.
And that's talking about the ancient prophets that we were just naming. they wrote these things down. They could kind of see it in the vision, but they had a hard time describing it, and a lot of it didn't make sense according to the technology of that time. But now the technology of this time period, we're seeing a lot of it of what they were saying, that they were trying to illustrate words that they saw in their visions are now we can see clearly and plainly, like the internet, the missiles, certain other things, the mark of the beast, things like that. They couldn't fully describe, but now it's coming to full fruition that the information is caught up to the prophecies.
Right. Verse 17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them.
Yeah, man, it's this time, man. All right, the prophets of old, they see these things in the vision, but not in actual physical. You know, and we're seeing it right now, man. You know, and we're the prophets coming back, Lord will, man. All right, if we continue in the faith and continue in doing this work, you know.
It's Matthew 11 and 25. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes.
Yeah, can I interject real quick? See, this is why the wicked scribes and Pharisees and the chief priests, they were envious of the disciples, because the disciples, they received all this wisdom and had not ever studied in the temple. All right, basically being indoctrinated in the law. It wasn't, you know, they wasn't like when you go into Acts, the 4th chapter, where it talks about how they was basically threatening them for teaching in the name of Yahushua. They perceived how bold that Peter and Andrew was. They saw that they were illiterate, but they perceived that they had been with the Messiah. Like, how the hell do these guys know what they know? But yet, you know, we consider these guys illiterate. We never seen them studying up under the doctors of the law. You know, that's the Lord basically revealed His secrets unto the disciples, man. You know, and even when you go back to Isaiah the 8th chapter, it said to bind up the testimony and seal my law among the disciples, man. Because the testimony is the spirit of prophecy. That's the testimony of Yahushua. He comes in the volume of the book. That belongs to his friends. You know, all the prophets of old, those are the Lord's chosen. Those are His first fruits. So that information is going to belong with them. So that's why we got all these different oppositions trying to counter what we teach, because they can't believe how the hell could these ordinary regular Negroes, all right, they look like they didn't finish college or high school.
They look like high school dropouts.
Yeah, you know, they look like they don't have a decent education. You know, our speech is kind of faulty. We don't speak perfect English, but yet we out here prophesying and condemning, you know, confounding people through the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
You know, so hey, that's why they was envious, man. Yahushua basically kept it hidden from the wise of the world and from the prudents, and gave it unto the babes, man. And that's us.
And the babes is another way to say the humble kind.
Yeah.
You know, the children are humble. They're just sponges. They're not thinking they know something. You know, they're badass kids too. But little kids, babes, they're just open to whatever. You know.
Ecclesiasticus Sirach 39 at the top. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy.
The Lord gave His people, all right, law, statutes, and commandments, man. Give me the Lord gave His people law, statutes, and commandments to abide by, man. All right, and when you follow those laws to the best of your ability, He gives you wisdom, man. All right, He gives you wisdom and understanding on how to maneuver in the world. All right.
This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach 1:26. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee.
There you go, man. No need to explain that, man. All right. Let's go back to Sirach 10. Let's get into prophecy.
Now this is Rock 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 29, it says, the secret things belong unto the Lord Yahweh, our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Right? And then I got Jeremiah 1 and 5, so I'm going to read down to verse 9, which tells you how we were given this, right? It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then back up from what Brother Karatazar was saying, the fact that Most High chose us to give his word unto specific men, his prophets. Okay? So if you don't like it, too bad. He chose us. Jeremiah 3rd chapter says he will have pastors according to his own heart or his own mind that will feed thee with wisdom and understanding, or knowledge and understanding. Yep. And that's what we're here to do. That's what we've been doing. We've been edifying. Verse 6, it says, and I said, Lord power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, and those are those babes, right? He said, and the Lord said unto me, say not that I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord Yahweh. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See this, see, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out, to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw down, and to build, and to plant.
Hey, we're actually over these nations, man. All right, we're actually over these because we got the top job in the universe, man. All right, right under Yahweh Bashir al-Shah, man. All right, Esau can't stop this. All right, these the Chinese can't stop it. The Japanese can't stop it. All right, you niggas can't stop it. All right, you can't stop the prophecy, man. All right, you can't stop the prophets or the prophecy.
And the Lord, and the reason why is because the Heavenly Father has put his words, he ordained us, and he put his words into our mouth to speak with his mouth. So we speak his words. And if his counsel were of men, it would come and not. If we are the Most High, we cannot overthrow it.
This is Rock 10 and 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
All right, that's Esau's MO, man. He's got riches by deceit, man. All right, how did he get America? All right, let's do some history. All right, he raped, robbed, and murdered the Gadites, man, the Native American Indians. All right, the so-called Native American Indians. All right, the so-called Mexicans. All right, and other Latin tribes.
Those are Israelites also.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not.
Those are Israelites.
Make a divide there. Let's make the connection right there. Those are also Israelites, along with the so-called Negro and West Indian tribe, the Haitian tribe.
Yep. Esau raped, robbed, and murdered. All right. All right. Put him in concentration camps. Made him learn English, and made him learn Catholicism. All right. That's what Esau did, man. He got this place by deceit, man. And he robbed the natural resources of the land. All right, that's why the land is not yielding in its fruitfulness, man. All right, he polluted the waters, polluted the air. All right, we're living in the worst case scenario, man. All right, the majority of our people don't understand that, man. All right, they don't understand. They don't. Why he's doing what he's doing. All right, our people always want to love other nations, man, but hate each other. That's a curse. All right, we're out here to basically get you to understand who your enemies are, man. That's one of our jobs, man.
Breaking the stronghold from your lack of understanding of what the Heavenly Father has ordained between the differences of the nations. We're supposed to love each other and know who our enemies are and treat them accordingly. Okay, but you people are worried about everybody else and you're worried about yourself, nor your fellow Israelite, your fellow believer.
This Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries to riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right. So the next kingdom is the kingdom of Israel, man. All right. Once Esau goes down, man, and he's going down right now, man. All right. But our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom, man. All right. Ain't no other nation that's going to come up and defeat the Israelites. We establish our kingdom. All right. No way, no how. All right. And you have imposters that's trying to be Israelites, but they're not, man. They're imposters, man. All right. But they're going to get rooted out. All right. And they're going to be thrown in chains too, man. All right. Because the Lord, he's setting up his kingdom. You're seeing it right now, man. His prophets. All right. That's his tabernacle, man, that he's raising up, man. All right. You're actually seeing the kingdom right now, man.
Second Ezra chapter, because you brought up taking down one and set up another, and this will be the end of Esau's kingdom and the beginning of Jacob. But here's the proof right here, the prophecy of it. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Right. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yeah, it's important to understand the Jacob and Esau story, man. All right, because the Lord is setting up, all right, a protagonist and an antagonist, man. All right, like you have in every movie, man. All right.
It says, for Esau is
because we're living out the Most High's movie, man. That's why you call it the scripture, the script. All right.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's right. That's gonna be the translation of kingdoms, man. Esau is you so-called white people, you Caucasians. All right, from the line of Esau, and you Jacob, and you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, our kingdom is coming up next after Esau goes down. All right, and when he goes down, there's gonna be total destruction and confusion, man. All right, on the planet Earth. All right, give me the uploads.
And it's Matthew 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
This is Yahweh Shah prophesied, man. All right, he was a prophet as well. All right.
See that
so like he said, when he's explaining this, there was they came to him and asked him a question.
Yeah.
What shall be the sign of the end of this world? Meaning what? The period, the time period of the end of an age, an eon.
Yeah.
And at that time, they was expecting, once the Roman Empire went down, they was hoping that was it, that the kingdom would be established at that time. But the Lord was explaining to them, no, these are the things that gotta happen first. Okay, so these are the things that we have to look out for before the Lord actually returns. Okay, go ahead.
And this is America NATO and the EU is the reincarnated Roman Empire. Right?
Yep.
All right, so the Lord was talking about this time. All right.
it reads, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
All right, hey, we got a war going on with Iran right now. All right.
But the
It's
end,
like
That's only gonna escalate. So.
If I may say, this is like it, brother. When it says wars and rumors of wars, when you look up rumor, it means report. So basically, you're seeing a lot of reports of different conflicts that are happening. That's basically setting the algorithm and culminating into that final world war. You're seeing the conflict. Basically, America is spread thin. That's why they're still over there in Syria. That's why they over there occupying Iraq. And now Iraq is telling them that you got to get the hell up out of here. Now y'all attacking important people in our land, in our territory. You over there in Saudi Arabia, all right, fighting a proxy against the Yemenis people. You over in Africa, you everywhere. So that's why we keep constantly seeing all these reports of war, conflict. You know? Because Esau, he's waging war against everybody because this is what he has to do to maintain his hegemony. You know? Because his dominancy is being attacked by the rest of the nations right now. Because they're losing respect for him, man. Their whole thing is we got to completely get rid of the dominance of the Western Alliance, man. You know,
it's all the world stage, man.
Yep.
Because the elites behind all this is, you know, they're putting their hammer. With the hammer of the whole earth is America. They want to get America to go in Iran, man. All right, they want to set up their whole enterprise in Iran. They've been talking about this years and years ago. I mean, General Wesley Clark talked about this 10, 15 years ago. How America is going to go in Iran. All right, but once you go in Iran, that's the prophecy of Ezekiel 38.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, to tie it all in, that you pretty much hit it on the head, but that's the thing, because they want that land of Iran. They want to run that region, and they know America's that country that has a strong military force. That's pretty much the bodyguard onto those Israelis over there. Okay, so they want them to go in there so they can control the region with American firepower. The problem is, Brother about to read, the prophecy says the moment that America goes into Iran, it's a wrap. Everybody's coming out of power. And the Israelites are going to come out of power.
I should have finished this.
Matthew 24:6. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, actually, we already knew this, in the scriptures. Because we're not troubled at this, man. This has to come to pass, man. Actually, we want it to come. All right? We want this thing to come, man. All right? We want all hell in the streets. We want World War III to come. All right?
Why do we want that chaos? Because that's what the Heavenly Father wants, and that's going to be a test of our faith. Okay? And Lord, what do we prove faithful and get delivered out of the destruction that's coming at the end of all of that chaos?
Yep, and that's going to usher in the kingdom, man. With much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? And it's going to be on earth, man.
And ye shall, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
Famine and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. That's a pestilence in Australia, man. All right? A huge pestilence, man. All right, famine's going down, man, in countries like Venezuela. All right, about to be Brazil, Argentina. They're going through an inflation in their currency. All right, there's going to be a hyperinflation here in the dollar, American dollar, man. All right, and that's going to cause a big famine, man, and insurrection, man, riots. All right, so all this stuff is coming.
Didn't the stocks just go down? Ever since that strike on Salamani happened, they know they about to raise those oil prices up. That's going to affect American economy.
Because oil is really the only main import that comes in here. America,
America, because they get they get a big percentage of their oil over there in the Strait of Hormuz, man. Yeah. Over there in the shores of Iran, man. Iran might shut that down, man. All right, and it's gonna be oil shortages, gas shortages. All right, you're gonna go back in 2007, 2008. You're gonna be spending $100 to fill up your gas tank. $100 more, $30, $40, $50 gas tank gonna cost.
And America's been planning for this war because they have oil here, but in times of war, they know that Ishmael gonna cut that shit off over there. That's why they drill in Alaska, they have oil all over here, but they're gonna have to use their own oil eventually, and they're gonna charge you people a fucking arm and a leg.
Hey, Esau He's gonna continue to pinch your pockets, man.
Yeah.
All right.
It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. The end is not yet, man. All right. Well, we're gonna know it's the end when they make that RFID chip mark of the beast mandatory. All right. That's gonna try the whole world. Man. All right. That's when we know that the end is just about came. All right. You're gonna start seeing more chariot sightings, man. All right. Chariots are the so-called UFOs. All right, that's what the Lord Yahweh Shai and His angels gonna come back and deliver His elect. All right. Swing low to the chariot. All right, you're gonna see a lot more sightings, man. All right. Go to Ezekiel
38. Ezekiel 38 from the top. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
All right, Gog and Magog. If you look on the ancient map, right, type in Google Gog, Magog, and you see that area. All right, that land is Russia. All right, Russia as it is today, man. Gog and Magog. All right, Meshech and Tubal, I believe it's Turkey.
Prophesy against him. Say, thus saith the Lord power. Behold.
Remember, this was written thousands of years ago, and this is a prophecy from Ezekiel. All right, which now we're understanding the prophecy through the Holy Spirit, and we can break it down. Go ahead.
And say, thus saith the Lord power. Behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
That's right.
And I will bring thee forth and all thine army.
So at one point, Russia, Russia had a down period in their kingdom, but now they're coming back strong, man. All right, the breakup of the Soviet Union. All right, now they're coming back strong, man. And the Lord is going to use Russia to be a defense to Persia, man, Iran. Man, go ahead.
Horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
This is basically the battle gear, man. The tanks, the fighter jets, the guns, all right.
Aircraft carriers,
helicopters, the Navy, all right. The submarines,
drones,
the battleships. Go ahead.
Even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords.
Yep, the gun. Okay, go ahead.
Persia, Ethiopia.
Oh, read that again.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya.
So all these countries have ties. They're allies with each other, man. All right. You can look it up, man. They're allies with each other, man.
Allies with Russia.
Allies with Russia, man. Allies with China, man. Go ahead.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them.
So that's all those countries are going to go against America, man. All right. So that's the other side, man. Go ahead.
All of them with shield and helmet.
Shield and helmet, man. All of them with the war gear on, man. Ready to battle for the World War III. Any more than that?
It goes into Gomer and all those bands. Yep.
Gomer and all his bands.
I believe Gomer's Turkey as well. And all his bands, his battalions and all that. Go ahead.
The house of Gomer of the North Corners and all his bands.
Yep.
And many people with thee.
Yeah, so the Lord he's ramping up this World War III. All right? He's ramping it up. Let's go, hey man, the draft is coming, man. All right? You just seeing the first installments of the troops being sent over here to the Middle East. And 3,000 ain't shit. Wait till this draft comes. And millions of you little niggas are gonna be sent off over there, man. And you ain't coming back, man. All All right, you gonna die over there in a minute.
Well, funny, you can see the fear on the people like the Instagram posts. Y'all making a bunch of jokes, mockery of it, but you're really trying to hide the fact how scared you really are. You're hoping something special happens so you don't have to go. When you lining up to hit the showers to get basic training so you can go fight, guess what? It's gonna be all too real.
If I may say, going back to what the brother read in Ezekiel 38, how Gog and Magog shall be a guard unto these other nations. He's getting ready to read it, right?
Yeah.
It mentioned Persia, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I got an article that showed that basically goes into Russia reacting to the attack on Solomon. All right, and it's basically going to cause them to supply Iran with more defensive weapons to put up a defense against any Western Russia. That's them playing their role according to what the prophecies say. Because attack on attack on Persia is basically like an attack on Russian investment, because that's their economic interest right now. And they're gonna protect their interest, man. You know? Who do you think has been keeping stability in that region from those gutter rats over there? Who you think has been helping supply them with weapons? That's been able to keep them guarding themselves from attacks from the Israeli defense force or from those European countries. Russia is why the Assad regime haven't been taken down. They're still set in place. You know. And Soleimani's been having, when he was alive, he was having meetings with Vladimir Putin and the prime ministers and all that, just so they can keep security within that zone. They wouldn't have been able to do it without Russia's backing. You know, so it's fitting right into prophecy, man. And this attack right there, that's basically Trump just poked at the chest of the bear right now.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Yeah, Russia's going to be a guard unto Iran. All right? And that's prophecy speaking right there.
If I may say, from the nations that he listed there, they're pretty much a guard to that whole region. Because America's trying to find a way to get in, so they have a two attack system with those rebels. Okay, but Russia's like, no, we got range for all this. This is all locked up. We got ready for all this. Okay?
I got a It says Russia reacts to the killing of Soleimani, and it says Moscow, not surprisingly, has reacted negatively to Washington's announcement that Iranian Quds Brigade Commander General Qasem Soleimani was killed in Baghdad in a U.S. drone attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a conversation with French President Emmanuel Macron, agreed that U.S. actions have the potential to seriously aggravate the situation in the region.
Mm-hmm. Bro, that shows you that Putin met with the French
president,
and the French are part of the EU. So if you in the spirit, you see, or you already see what time it is, man.
Everybody's turning on America.
Your own allies
are now turning on you. Well, you turned on your allies, forcing them to go to your enemy.
And France been hating America.
God.
France been hating America.
That's beautiful. Go ahead.
It says, agreed that U.S. actions have the potential to seriously aggravate the situation in the region. Other Russian officials have made similar statements.
That's a nice way to say they fucked up. To aggravate the situation. Yeah, the situation. But what you don't know is the situation's gonna escalate until nuclear proportions. Okay?
Yeah, the Mossad's gonna escalate.
Right.
It says, Other Russian officials have made similar statements. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova noted that the killing of a representative of a government of a sovereign state, an official, these actions are completely devoid of any legal basis. But while Moscow has been vociferous in criticizing the Trump administration for killing Soleimani, so far it has been remarkably silent in saying what Russia will do about it.
Hey, the Russians are boiling right now, man. But they try to be tactful, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just gonna come out emotionally.
They're not gonna be like Trump.
Yeah,
Trump put everything out on social media.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna bomb that.
We got 52. We got 52 sites. We got.
Yeah, right
We
there.
got bombed and shit.
Don't give away the plan.
That's military intelligence. You're supposed to be broadcasting out to the public.
That's just how proud these brothers are. Yeah. It says, a Moscow Times article by a Russian and an Iranian scholar noted how the killing of Soleimani might lead Russia to increase its supply of defensive weapons to Iran, and also observed that it is doubtful that Moscow will make any radical changes to our policy of not supplying Tehran with offensive weapons.
Tehran is
Iran.
the capital of Iran.
Yep. It says, indeed, how to respond to the U.S. killing of Soleimani poses a serious challenge to Moscow. On the one hand, it raises the opportunity to solidify its relationship with Tehran. On the other hand, Moscow does not really want to see, much less get involved in a major conflict between the U.S. and Iran, which, despite however much it ends up hurting the U.S., raises the possibility of gravely weakening the Iranian regime and reducing its ability to support the Assad regime in Syria, which Moscow does not want to have to undertake on its own.
Russia doesn't have to interfere, man.
Yep.
All right? If it's gonna get so bad, Russia be like, man, fuck this, man. Hey,
I'd rather deal with
we
Iran
gonna come up
and
against it.
Syria than deal with America. Being in this region now, with them over there.
Like you was saying, Russia has so much money invested in Iran. They have no choice but to step in.
In the state of Israel, they gonna be in the midst of it too. All right. That's what the least of the flock should draw them out. Let's talk about the Edomites over there in Israel. Basically gonna bring out America, you know, to this World War III. All right.
Ezekiel 38, verse 10. Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall these things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
That's right, the evil thought, man. All right, evil thought. They're gonna press that button, man, and destroy America, man. All right, Revelation 17, NATO and the EU. All right, they're gonna turn against America, man. They're gonna press that button. All right, their nuclear button. All right, Russia. All right, Iran, China. They're gonna press their nuclear buttons, man. All right, it's prophesied over 200 million missiles are gonna destroy this place. It's gonna hit America, man. 200 million. All right, and that's all from NATO and the EU, Russia. All right, China, all the other nuclear capable nations, man. All right, we're gonna destroy this place 100%.
And if I may say, like going back to the article, you know, Russia, they really don't want to fight. They rather keep the peace, and they've been working to try to keep, you know, stability and peace in that region. But it's not up to you what you want. The Most High is in control of everything. It tells you that in Proverbs 21, the heart of the king is in the hands of the Most High. And like rivers of water, he turneth it whither so he will. You know, so I mean, really, it's not up to you. The Most High, you know, it's about His will. You know, and His purpose is basically to gather all you nations up over there in the Middle East, so He can basically cause this war to pop off so y'all can fight each other, so he can come back and judge you. That's basically what his purpose is.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Man, that's the Lord speaking to his people, man. All right, don't take up arms against Esau, man. The Lord is doing it, man. All right, our Lord Yahushai is gonna take up arms against Esau, man. All right, so he's telling his people to stay calm, man. All right, stay down, chill, wait upon him.
Till the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation.
All the kingdoms we've been talking about, man. Russia, China, Iran, America, NATO and the EU. All right, the Lord is doing that for Israel, man. All right, to basically destroy these militaries that's going to be in the Middle East in World War III, man. All right, he's doing that for the sake of Israelites, man. The true Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans.
Take down an empire or a kingdom's armies or a nation's armies, you get the crown. You get their crown. Just like if you were a wrestler or a boxer or something, you beat the champ. You go down through all these weight classes or whatever, beat the champ or these title holders. Guess what? You get their title. Yep. Well, Yahushua is coming in the stead of Yahweh. To take down these other nations, he's gonna put all the many crowns on his head. So that ties that into that. You gotta know that scripture.
They also think that they're going to rise up next, whether it be Russia or China.
Right. These other nations do, absolutely, bro. These other nations do think that they're next in line. If Russia fuck up, Iran gonna step in, or China, we surely gonna step in, but it's not going like that.
Yeah, the Lord gonna jack them up so bad, they ain't gonna have no military to, do anything.
They ain't gonna have nothing left.
Because they're gonna destroy themselves, and also the Lord's gonna come back with his angels to basically clean their ass up. Wipe them out, man, basically.
That's why it says in Psalm the 2nd chapter, why do the heathen rage? Why do they all imagine a vain thing? What your heart desire is not the will of the Most High.
Like what the brother said, I believe it's Proverbs 16 and 9. It says, man's heart devises the way, but the Lord directs his steps. Yep. These rulers of these other nations, like the brother's been going into, they think they about to be the next superpower. They say, once we take this world, then we got next. We gonna set up this. We gonna set up this. Hey, but no, man, the Most High. He said that the saints are gonna take the kingdom, man, because he's gonna give it unto them.
Quick one. Quick.
No, I'm gonna finish it.
It's a lot that makes sense.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation.
His indignation is righteous judgment. All right.
Even on my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
The Lord is jealous, man. He's angry with the wicked every day. That's what Nathan. All right. So these nations are wicked, man. That's why the Lord wanted to destroy them. All right. He set up his people in righteousness, man, to govern the whole earth. Man. All right. Esau is not going to establish this new world order. All right. Yeah, it's actually the Most High going to establish his new world order through the Israelites.
All you're going to do is just play into the plans of the Most High. Every move that you make, the Lord is making you make those moves. All right? Hey, doesn't that tell you that in Job, when a man sleeps on his bed and when he's dreaming, the Lord seals his instructions? Job 33, man. The Lord's going to seal your instructions, man. So that you don't have that pride within yourself, thinking that you're gonna be so confident that you're gonna do all your heart's desire, man. There are devices in the hearts of men, but hey, the counsel of the Lord is that which shall stay.
The Lord directed the steps.
He directed the steps of men.
Yeah, con.
He seals your instructions while you're sleeping on your bed, man. Hey, it says to basically to withdraw pride from men. all you're gonna do is play right into what the Most High is gonna program you to do. That's why you're gonna go over there to Iran. You messing with Iran right now, setting yourself up, man. All right, Russia's gonna get involved. They acting like they don't want to get involved. They're gonna get involved. Okay. Israel, they're gonna do something stupid, and it's gonna cause them to get smacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Israel gonna jump the gun probably or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
You're gonna do something that's gonna piss off your European allies, where they're gonna think that evil thought that Russia's gonna think. You know. And the Lord gonna put the spirit on them. They come against America, man. The beast shall hate the Lord. All these things, these are all part of the will of the Heavenly Father, man. So a lot of people think like, no, that's not gonna happen. Russia would never, they would never risk, you know, a nuclear war. That'll shit.
They're already doing drills with gas masks and bunkers for the people.
Why? So why are they making all these nuclear weapons?
Yeah, I was gonna say they ain't about to make these nuclear weapons or put them in a museum to just flex. What's the use of having muscle? You ain't gonna use it.
America ain't back out of that Iranian nuclear deal for no reason, man. You know?
I got a piece of it.
You got a gunshot, but you just don't plan on ever using anything in it. It's just sitting on it. You just a collection.
Yeah.
You just got a house collection full of guns, but you never intend to use them, motherfucker.
It's all for America's destruction, man.
Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
And that's that evil thought right there. You know, the Lord's gonna put the spirit on them to have. They're gonna put a cold spirit on. Like, you know what? See, we wanted to be cordial, but now, fuck this. Fuck the White House. Fuck the Pentagon. Fuck the whole administration. Fuck the military. Fuck the civilians. Fuck the children. Fuck everybody on that landmass, man. That's the thought that's gonna come into the rulers of those nations, man. The Lord's gonna make them do that, man.
And he wants them to do that.
He's gonna harden their heart just like he did Pharaoh.
Then you got the head guy of Iran, was it the Ayatollah or whatever.
Yep.
You know, he said, we don't want death to the citizens, but to the administration, the heads of America. No, man. The Lord gonna put a spirit on you, man. The Lord gonna put a spirit on you, other nations, man. They don't give a fuck about your citizens, man. All right?
Hey, but you know what? Enough has to happen.
Yeah.
See, these little strikes and stuff, like, they're pissed right now. But, like, with the way Trump is acting, like, hey, we gonna do some more shit too. Let this nigga Trump just keep pushing that smoke and watch them start to grow that mentality. Like, you know what? Fuck everything.
It's only the beginning. Only the beginning of sorrow.
It's like when these nations are backed in a corner when they ain't got no choice. That's when they gonna let loose.
You read a script?
What is it? Read it.
What you got?
Malachi 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up.
America's gonna be burned up like an oven, man. All right, that's how much heat is gonna come over here, man, via thermonuclear destruction. All right, and America's full of proud people, man. All right, starting with the president on down, man.
Set the Lord of hosts, huh?
Go ahead.
Set the Lord of hosts that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. There won't be not one tree in America, man.
Nothing's gonna be here, man.
All this is gonna be burnt. Nothing but ashes.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Keep on reading.
But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healings in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as cows of the stall.
Yeah, the healing in his wings are the chariots, man. You're gonna come and save the elect of Israel. All right, right before the nuclear missiles destroy this place, man. Right before the nuclear missiles. All right.
Quick side note, the healing that's talking about also, the new bodies will come out of it.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, that's why it says in Revelation 21 that there should be no more sorrow. You know,
Wipe away the tears.
Wipe away our tears because we're going to be healed, man. We're going to be renewed.
our mind and spirit gonna be right, we're gonna have bodies that reflect it.
My knee hurt right now.
Body.
I'm tired, bro.
What you say you had?
Someone get Joel 3. Yeah.
Talk about the whistles.
Daniel 2:42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
All right, the toes that's partly what's that?
Partly strong, partly
God, and the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay.
Iron and clay. That's NATO and the EU, man. All right, because Daniel he interpreted the beast, which he seen was the statue. All right, the head was Babylon, was the chest was silver, which is Persia. Persians and the Medes, and what's the bronze?
Greece.
Was Greece. All right, then you had Rome.
Was it
Right.
iron?
Was the
Iron.
legs, right?
Yeah,
Was it iron?
It was the legs.
Yeah, iron was Rome, and you had the toes with clay and iron was NATO and the EU, man.
Renaissance after the alliances that were formed of the rebirth of the Roman Empire. That's why it was part clay, part iron. That iron part was the Roman Empire. That clay part is like the rebirth of it, but it's weak.
Because you got strong nations in the EU, and NATO and the EU, but you have weak nations also as well, man. All right, and America is the spearhead. All right, the head of NATO and the EU, which is the harlot, going in the Book of Revelations. All right, the harlot that's sitting on top of the beast. That basically steers the beast. She basically has control of the beast. All right, which is NATO and the EU. The toes were iron and clay. Go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with fire and clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
The kingdom that's not going to be destroyed is the kingdom of Israel, man. All right, that's after the toes, the NATO and EU is destroyed. All right, that's after the Lord comes back and delivers His elect. The kingdom's going to be set up, man. All right, and the Israelites ain't going to build the kingdom on our own power, man. The other nations are going to build the kingdom, man.
Right. We're not with our own hands. Right?
We're gonna use your power to build the kingdom, man.
Right.
All right, your manpower, man. All right.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Yep, that's the kingdom of Israel, man. Under Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Yeah.
I got a quick one. This is Psalm 75, verse 6 and 7. Matter of fact, let me start a verse. Psalm 75, verse 5. It says, "Lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck."
And Kanye, horns in the scriptures represented as power, man.
It says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He put down one instead of another."
God, and that's exactly what's happening right now, man. Hey, although these nations or these kings of these nations, hey, they want to attack. Well, it's not the attack isn't gonna be full blown until these other prophecies roll, man. Hey, and the next kingdom that's gonna be set up is this New Jerusalem, man. Talking about the elect coming down with Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
Gonna be the next kingdom that's established. So all you heathen nations, hey man, you really were created to be destroyed, man. And created to help build up the nation of Israel once the new kingdom is founded, man.
And if I may expound, basically it's the Lord that ruleth in the kingdom of men. It was already appointed at the beginning of the dominions that will come on the planet. The Lord already had it in mind that before the Babylonians was even created, that the Babylonians would be the first beast to have dominion on the earth. And then, you know, after that, the Lord will raise up the Medes, and then the Persians that became stronger than the Medes. They ended up ruling. They became the second beast. And then you had the Greeks. The Lord rose up, and they took down the Persians. All right. So basically, all these different beasts that came after each other, that was the Lord putting down one instead of setting up another. But the kingdom of Israel, when the Lord sets the children of Israel up, nobody's gonna be set up after that.
That's right.
That's pretty much it for the rest of eternity. You know, all you other nations, you've had your time to rule. All right, the Lord appointed the bounds that you cannot pass.
Which that's a form of mercy on you other nations, man. Because you had time to rule. All right,
You wasn't supposed to get it.
Yeah.
There's a Sirach 37 and 25. The days of the life of man may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable.
That's pretty good.
Start at 26.
25.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Particularly the other nations have done that, but it's talking directly about
Esau.
Right.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand.
And the reason why we're reading this is, like we said, he taken down one, taken down Esau, and set up another, which is the Israelites. Right?
And they shall be given into his hand, into a time and times, and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they should take away his dominion.
Hey, but the judgment gonna stand. What's the judgment? The judgment where the Most High will plead with the other nations for his people Israel. Okay, where he gonna set up a standard for it. He gonna take down the other nations. Right?
But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Yep, and to consume and destroy Esau unto the end. And he's gonna set the nations in their proper order under the Israelites as well. Right?
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
That's right. It's gonna be given to the Israelites, man, as it's supposed to have been. You read in the 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, at the end of that chapter, it'll tell you, man, how long should we deal with this? The fact that everybody's ruling over us when you told us that you made the world for our sakes. How long should we endure all of this? Well, this is the end of it now. We're living in a time, the prophets are out there prophesying that this is the end of the times. These are the prophecies and events that are coming to pass, that when we're about to get the kingdom now. And his king, our captor, his kingdom's coming to an end.
So,
Is there a little more in there?
Yeah, that's
There's a little more,
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Yep, and all dominions will serve and obey him. Who's that him? It's Yahweh Shai, man. Okay?
Yeah, every knee shall bow.
Yep. Yeah. That was it on that.
He was at Acts 22.
Let me see.
Revelation 16 and 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates.
Right, the great river Euphrates, man. The angels dried up the river Euphrates over there in the Middle East.
You can bring it over here. He's on the camera, so you don't want to
In
distract
the Middle East to prepare for this World War III. All right? The Lord sanctioned his angels to do that, man. All right? Go ahead.
And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great.
It's like it, because if you look, the previous past 10 years, 10, 15 years, the river Euphrates has been slowly drying up. Now it's drying. Now it's just totally dry. All right?
There was a mighty water mass river that ran through the eastern world over there.
Right?
That fertilizer.
Fertile Crescent. Fertile Crescent.
Yeah, where that Mesopotamia area.
Yeah, it's the Middle Rivers. That's what Mesopotamia is.
Going. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
Kings of the east, man. Russia, China, Iran. All right. When they doing joint drills,
Yeah.
you know, over there in the Middle East. All right. They're doing drills over there, man. They did drills. All right. They're preparing themselves for war, man. Okay.
And I saw three unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon.
And the dragon is basically the Roman Empire, man. And we're living in the Roman Empire, all right? And the three unclean frogs go into, you know, the city-states, all right? Washington, D.C., that's the military power, all right? The London, which is the financial.
Monetary, yeah.
All right? And over there in Rome, the
Vatican City.
all right, which is the control of the religion, man. That's the unclean frogs. All right, that's Esau using, man. All right, so basically, that Catholicism, man, that Catholicism basically took our people, basically confused our people, man. You know, thinking that the Lord is a so-called white man. All right, Catholicism ain't nothing but Babylonian worship. All right, so that's a device, man. Device of the wicked. All right.
And out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Yeah, the false prophet, Catholic, Catholicism.
For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty.
Yeah, the battle of the great day, man. All right, Most High, man. Which is the World War III, the nuclear destruction, man. All right, and also our Lord coming back, man.
That's right.
Somebody get that Joel.
Joel chapter 3 verse 2 says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down unto the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Yeah, the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat, is the Middle East, man. Same what we read in Revelation 16, man. All right, how the angels dried up the river Euphrates. All right, that's the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. I'm going to jump down to verse 9. Yeah, let me think about the details. Yeah, verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Prepare war, man.
Wake up the mighty men.
So the other nations are preparing war right now, man. All right, go ahead.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Yep.
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, we're not gonna till the earth no more. Be all in agriculture.
Yep.
No, we're gonna put those down, and we're gonna gear up our militaries, man. We're gonna gear up our weapons, man. That's basically what they're saying.
So let the weak say I am strong. We've been talking about that earlier, right?
Right.
About how Iran was once a superpower, but they have been weakened.
Russia.
Now that Russia, and also Russia too, but now that they're coming back into full power, Russia's going to be a guard to those weaker nations. How? By distributing out to them certain weapons to make them strong. And then them banding together, when we're talking about Ezekiel the 38th chapter, them banding together to fight the villain and the superpower of what is known as America. You know? And other nations. We're talking about the other nations. Anyway. It says, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh.
Yep.
Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That's right. The Lord is going to basically judge all you nations of the military over there in the Middle East, man. All right? And the majority of our people are going to be caught up in that, man. All right? The majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're going to be caught up, fighting with the so-called white man. Right? You're going to die with them, too.
Fighting for him, should I say.
Yep. Right.
It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, the wickedness is great.
Yep, the wickedness, especially what America's been doing, man. The wickedness of America, man, the harvest is ready to be cut down, man. All right? Using that sickle. Chop your ass down.
Basically saying in an analogy, the world is ready for war and is really ready for the Most High to come back and put the Israelites in righteousness back in order. Put the world back in order under the Israelites in righteousness.
Yeah, ultimately, it's talking about the fulfillment of the Gentiles ruling and the amount of wickedness that they've been consuming throughout the earth, since they've been in power. The Lord he's pretty much measuring the amount of wickedness that's being done in the hands of Esau, Edom, and the other nations before he actually decides to come back and finally dissolve it. It talks about in Revelation, the 14th chapter, how the Lord's going to come back on that, he's going to come back in a white horse or with a cloud, having a sickle in his hand. That's him. He's basically getting ready to separate the wheat from the tares and gather everybody that he wants for destruction, and those that he's preserving for deliverance. Those that are gathered on his right hand are his elect. That's going to be gathered to be beamed up and safe from the Lord's fury when he comes back to judge. Everybody on the left hand, that's the other nations, that's the 2/3 of Jacob. It says that when the Lord comes back to destroy these people, the amount of blood that's going to be spilled, if you was to take all that blood that's going to be spilled, you can actually fill it up to a horse's bridle. That's how much destruction that the Lord's going to bring.
Straight devils.
Esau ain't shit, bro. You see that Edomite? He was in a white Mercedes at the taking the pictures of us and shit. But you already know what time it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. We're made a spectacle unto men, unto angels. And also these people, when they do take pictures of us, they're trying to use divination against us. Mm-hmm. They try to go on the left hand and pray spirits against us. But hey, there's no enchantment against Jacob.
That's right.
They're really cursing themselves when they do that.
That's right.
A little more last verse. It says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
That's right. That's over there in the Middle East, the valley of decision. All right? So prophecies are speaking, man. All right, we're out here to prophesy. All right, what's in the scriptures, man. Right. And it's coming to fruition. All right? It's a beautiful thing.
Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
That's right. His fury upon all the armies, man, of the nations, man. America included, man. All right, because this whole place is in wickedness, man. All right, they don't follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father to govern the earth, man. That's why the Lord's pissed off, man. All right, that's why he's having these nations over there so he can destroy them.
He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of dead bodies over there, man. When this World War III is concluded, a lot of dead bodies, a lot of dead Jakes too. All right.
Good question.
Question. What's the scripture speaking on Yahushua coming from Edom, Basra, with blood? Isaiah 63. That does not pertain to like when he's coming back and Yahushua, man, gotta be like half the army be cut down, and like the army think they still standing, and he will come back in the clouds. Because it also says in the scripture, behold, he comes in the clouds, and there y'all shall pierce him. And there y'all shall see him slaughter.
If I may say, the details of it aren't important. Just knowing he's going to be the one doing all of that. Whether it's what happens in the Valley of Decision when they don't kill themselves off, and the missiles don't take them out, Yahushua will come in the entire resurrection.
Let me answer his question. When it says every eye shall see him, meaning right before they get destroyed, they're going to see him. That's it. You know, all those Edomites that the Lord's going to destroy, whether they're here in America or whether they're over there in the Middle East, they all going to have the opportunity to see the Lord up close and personal. All right? Right before they get destruction.
Oh shit, we got bigger problems in our hands. Now we got to band together. They don't try
to fight. They don't try to fight the Lord.
It was war in heaven.
They can fight, man. Even though they already gonna know that they can't win, because you have armies that have tried to shoot up chariots, you know, and they didn't even come close, man. The chariot was just moving and turning, you know, so just stabbing left and right, not even moving.
Bro, they even show you that in Independence Day, where they try to shoot that big chariot with a nuke. It was like nothing. These Edomites know that. But you know, of course, that's Hollywood, and Esau gonna prevail. But
Get the chariot of cold and shit.
get it.
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven.
All the governments is gonna be bloody, man. It's gonna be a bloody massacre. Go ahead.
And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Yeah, that's the vision, all right, that Isaiah got of a nuclear missile, man. That mushroom cloud. All right, that's what he's seeing in his vision. All right, the nukes going off, man. And America's gonna be one big. There's gonna be a whole lot of mushroom clouds, man, over America, man, over the land of America. Okay? Go ahead.
And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine,
Yep, go ahead.
and as a fallen fig from the fig tree.
Yep.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold,
Most High sword is the missiles. All right, it's gonna be bathed in heaven, man. All right, as nuclear missiles explode, it's gonna be seen in the heavens, man. All right, go ahead.
for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Idumea is the Greek way of saying Esau, Edomites. All right, which are you so-called Caucasians. All right, go ahead.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
That's right.
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats.
Yeah, so you people are the sacrifice. Right? So the Lord is gonna sacrifice you people. All right, to be that sacrifice unto Him. All right. Go ahead.
With the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord had a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter.
Basra is that city in Edom, right? All right. So you Edomites are the sacrifice. All right. You are the third part being killed. All right. Go ahead.
Right. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Yeah. So you Edomites, you got hell coming, man. All right. Once this World War III kick off, it ain't nothing but hell for you Edomites, man. All right? Nothing but hell for you. From the end, the demise of your kingdom, all the way to the beginning of the kingdom of Israel. You're gonna be in slavery, all right, for 1,000 years, man.
That's right.
All right.
Joel chapter 2, I'm going to start at the top, verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Who's that telling to do that? The prophets. Right? It says, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yeah, all you people going to tremble, man. Tremble with fear, man. Once the Lord start punishing the planet.
Yeah, a lot of you military enrollees, y'all that's on reserve and whatever else, still enlisted, you guys are shaking, man. You guys are scared. Some of y'all want to act tough and brave, but I hate to tell you bad news, but you're not going to win. You're going to die over there. You're going to be fertilizer for the fertile crescent over there. Right? It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. The great people and the strong, there had not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Yeah, so this tribulation coming, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be way worse than any wars that happened in the previous ancient world. All right, and you had a lot of wars back there.
Can somebody get Isaiah 9 and 5 right there? And then I'll go back.
It's Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Yeah, the striking of iron and iron, you know, swords, shields, and the sound that makes, you know, the sword going impaling into somebody's body, you know, sword cutting people's heads off that has a sound to it. Man. This war is gonna be different.
For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and a field of fire.
Burning and filled with fire.
That's that evil thought to press that button.
Thermal destruction.
Right.
Nuclear destruction. All right.
So back into this, we're going to break down the picture of that button pressing and what's going to cause that burning and fuel of fire, right? Joel chapter 2 verse 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burning. When it comes out those little silos, it's like an explosion coming out of there, and then the propulsion behind it, pushing it to where it's targeted, right? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Eden paradise.
Yeah, Eden means paradise.
Yeah, but you know, you have life basically.
Yeah.
You know?
It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
So when that nuclear missiles hit, it's intended to target what? It's gonna be a desolate wilderness. Meaning no life. There's not gonna be any life. Doing what life does. Yeah.
Look what it says here. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. You said that. Is that something like right now?
Yeah. Nothing's gonna escape the nuclear destruction. All right, except the elect. When Yahweh shall beam his elect up, that's the only life that's gonna escape.
Con.
All right, in the shores of America.
Alright, I got a question. What scripture that speaks on the sea of glass where the elect is looking over, man? That resonates a lot with, like I said, 1/3. They wanna look at all the destruction that's going around on them, man. And you know, as you were speaking on earlier, you know, they're gonna want to save everybody else, man. But that also goes with the other nations, man. Everybody that ain't anybody that the Lord isn't dealing with, man, they gonna get shut out, man. They gonna get destroyed. We're seeing them fucking Edomites over there, man. This place is gonna be desolate, as it's spoken of.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna escape these missiles. You got something?
I was looking up when when it says the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll,
Yeah.
there was some information that was kind of a little heavy. But basically, usually when it says scroll, it's talking about like a roll of a book. And you know how the Lord uses the expression to talk about how He expands the heavens. He says that He expands the heavens like a curtain. When those missiles hit, it's basically gonna cause that mushroom cloud, which you know we always bring out. It's like you opening up a scroll. But in this instance, even though it's gonna look like that, it's gonna represent the closing of a scroll. Usually when they say it's the end, they say, and that's the end of this chapter. Curtain closed. Curtain closed. The last curtain closed. So basically when the missiles hit, hey, that's the souls on Esau's dominion.
That's the final nail.
Yeah, it's, final chapter, man. You know?
Israel better repent by how it's
It's the end of the book, yeah.
It's not a Jacob.
And the end of the wickedness. That's right.
And what is the Lord going to come back to judge according to? The book. He says, and the books were open. You know? So that's the judgment according to the book is nuclear fire. The second death, that's the last death. You have the first death, which was the flood, and then you have the final death. You know, second death, and the second death is gonna close out Esau's rulership.
Right.
You know,
Death and hell shall be cast into the lake of fire.
yeah, yeah, man. And then you go to 2 Peter, where it says where the heavens being on fire.
The elements been on fire.
Get somebody get it real quick. Go to 2 Peter.
I got it. 2 Peter
Third chapter.
3, yeah. Third chapter. 2 Peter chapter 3.
Like maybe 11.
I want to take the glove off, bro. Yeah, I got it. 2 Peter, I thought about 10. Yeah, I started about 10. 2 Peter 3 and 10, it says, but the day of the Lord Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. See then that
That's the same instance of the heavens being rolled together as a scroll.
right. And what we're reading in Joel as well.
And what the brothers reading in Joel. And when you look up that word heavens in the Greek, matter of fact, it says right here, this is the lexicon Strong's G3772, or Renos. All right, and when you go down to the Thayer's Greek lexicon, it says, it says, from one quarter of the earth to the other, as by this form of expression, the greatest longitudinal distance is described. So to one looking up from the earth heaven stands as the extreme measure of altitude hence. And then it gives you Revelation 18:5, for our sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. It says metaphorically of a city that has reached the acme, zenith, or glory and prosperity.
Yep. The height of wickedness, the height of
his glory, the height of his pride. You know, and that's Babylon. I sit as a queen, I'm no widow. You know, there is none else beside me. I am and none else.
I have not known the loss of children.
I will not know the loss of children. That jealous, careless. You know, that were given to pleasures. Right? It says, and then you get Matthew 11 and 23 is the example. Yeah, exalt thyself as the eagle. This is Matthew 11 and 23. This is Yahushua talking about Capernaum. And thou, Capernaum, which thou art exalted unto heaven, shalt be brought down to hell. For it is the mighty works which have been done in thee, had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. You know? So Esau is at his height right now. So that's who the Lord's going to bring the judgment to. You know? That's who he's going to send that fiery indignation upon. You know? Esau's kingdom is going to melt with fervent heat. You know?
You think that in Peter?
Oh, so like there's more. It says examples of similar expressions from other writings are given. Observations. It says better heavens, which will take the place of the present after the renovation of all things. The heavens which are now and which
is like a restoration or renewing.
until Yahweh Shai showed the restoration or the restitution of all things be. Right? It says the heavens which are now are and which will one day be burnt up. It says, but the heavens are likened in poetic speech to an expanded curtain or canopy. It says to an unrolled scroll.
It's opened up.
Yeah. So basically when the Lord, brings his judgment, he's gonna close the curtains on Babylon the Great. All right? So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Gotta go back to you have something on
I got quickly. 2nd Ezra 16 and 15. The fire is kindled and should not be put out and consume the foundations of the earth.
And that doesn't mean that the earth is going to be destroyed, because the scriptures tell you that the earth, the body is forever. That's just talking about Esau's foundation and what's built upon America, man, that be destroyed. And other neighboring countries also.
I mean, common sense, man. Because vocab, he believes, these Christians, they believe that the Lord's going to destroy the whole earth. And he's going to set up, he's going to create a new planet, for the Christians to come down as new holy New Jerusalem. So they can live happily ever after. Whites, blacks, Gentiles, they all basically the church. That's the church today. That's the Christian apologists. That's what we deal with. No, man. The Lord's gonna destroy Babylon the Great, man.
That's right.
Because if the Lord's gonna destroy the whole planet, then why is there gonna be the merchant men standing afar off in other lands watching the destruction of Babylon, watching the smoke of their torment?
How are we going to put them in chains and fetters of iron?
They're all dead.
Yeah.
Right.
How they gonna come back?
Yeah, man. And then we can't forget about all the isles that's carrying the Israelite foreigners.
Yep.
They're gonna cleave to Jacob, man. So I don't know how the hell that means that all of the earth is gonna be destroyed.
What are you reading, bro, Cat? Can't be the Bible.
They can't differentiate fantasy and reality.
So because you read that, I'm gonna keep reading this in 2 Peter. 2 Peter 2, and I'm up at 11 now. On 2 Peter 3, and I'm in verse 11. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Now let me go back to Joel chapter 2.
You're supposed to hasten, meaning you're supposed to earnestly desire the day of the Lord.
Right, you want to come fast.
You want it to come quicker so that the Lord can finally reign on the earth, and so righteousness can be restored and established on the planet.
Right.
Right now, man, we in the worst case scenario. Man. Everything is upside down. The people in the world are in self-destruct mode.
Right.
Their behavior is resulting in them, dying off, man.
Yeah.
All this homosexuality, licentiousness. People just don't care of the consequences that it comes with. All they're concerned with is their pleasure of their flesh.
Sexual deviance and debauchery.
That's something that Esau has programmed people with. Our people are in self-destruction mode, man. All the things that the Lord set up for us to use for good use on the planet, managed that to misuse it, and you turned it into evil. You know? Everybody's on drugs, everybody high as hell, everybody overdosing and killing themselves. You know?
I can't click on the news, bro. I mean, people are dying in Vegas, particularly. I was make it to about 5 people.
From the beginning of this year, like every day, I look at like a little news feed, death, people getting shootings.
Man killed family.
I seen a man and his daughter got mistaken. I guess the other guy was hunting, and they got mistaken for deers. They got lit up. Both of them. Hey, judgment's going out, and shit, we ain't what 5 days in. 5.
Yep. It's not even a week yet. It's a new year. Which is bullshit too, but we ain't gonna get on that. Anyway, back in Joel chapter 2, I will start at verse 3 again. It says, "A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape."
Nothing shall escape. The nuclear destruction.
It says, "The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array."
Yeah, so these nuclear missiles, they're armed with iron. The casing of it's iron. When it's shot by the silo, it has fire behind it, propelling it. Right? And they're going to be in their own ranks. Right?
It says, before their faces the people shall be pained. All faces shall gather blackness, darkness, and doom. They're going to see the doom. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his ways. They shall not break their race. It's funny because it's describing the old way with garments rolled in blood, and confused noise. It's describing war in that way, but it's really describing the missiles to be like a war scene, because they want you to remember that it's going to be war. And it's going to be nuclear missiles that's going to fight the war, and not human beings, hand-to-hand combat type people.
You got clowns that's talking about meteors.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be meteors that's gonna rain down and destroy Babylon.
That was the other thing on that full-out commercial, the meteor shower, the zombie, and
Like basically what they saying is the Lord's gonna do the same thing He did to stop the war by raining actual fire and actual, sulfur on America.
What are the missiles being created for?
And also that's.
But hold on, but it's showing you how there's gonna be men that's actually gonna shoot those arrows from one country to another. So are they gonna be? So they're gonna be? They gonna put some meteors and some a big ass catapult or a big ass slingshot and just
these people
get over to
together like this. They all 200,000 people.
Come on, man. And that's supposed to cause the earth to shake to and fro.
No, the missiles detonate, and that's why in this chapter, the second chapter of Joel, they said a fire devoured before them. That's describing the warhead.
Yeah.
And then a flame behind it. How can you equate that? Okay.
If I may expound too, because he's talking about they shall march as mighty men of war, meaning they're gonna be in formation.
Yeah.
The Lord's gonna guide those missiles to their intended target. When you go into the military, you have certain men that actually qualify as certain ranking shooters. Some
Marksmen.
of them are marksmen.
No,
some
yeah.
of them are sharpshooters. Like basically, depending on your skill level, you become a particular a rank. You know, a title that they give you. So really, that's talking about the accuracy of the missiles. You know, when your aim is you have a high accuracy in your aim, you get that top, you know, position.
Yeah.
He's a marksman. When that dude, he's sharp. He can shoot from this amount of this far distance.
And accuracy.
The accuracy.
And Russian missiles, they're top of the line, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, using that latitude and
Top of the
longitude
line,
to put the coordinates in, so it hits through these computer systems that hit those designated targets.
Yeah.
With server on that latitude longitude line.
How do you think that they were able to kill Soleimani with a drone
Man,
from that how far away? Pinpoint.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, first they got to do the reconnaissance.
yep.
That's to pinpoint the targets.
And that's why it says it won't break its ranks. Because it will be in its entirety. Its target.
Yeah, the accuracy level is gonna be perfect. You
Yeah.
know, the
And the
Lord's
Most
gonna
High
do it
will
with
make-
precision, man. Because He's gonna control it. You know.
Surgical precision.
Yep.
I'm on verse. You had a precept that quick?
It's Revelation 9 and
There ain't gonna be one missile that's gonna go left and then hit a freaking a bird or something in the sky somewhere.
Or deflected by what is it, missile defense system?
Yeah, none of that.
Avengers.
Supposed to start and fly away or something.
Yeah, and it ain't. And once they get shut off, there's no canceling them either.
It's not gonna be a broken arrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
A malfunctioning arrow, a missile. You know. Hey, the military also got a military code for a missing or
Stolen.
failed or stolen missile. They call it an empty quiver. The silo is stolen out of the missile or the test fire is failed. We call it an empty. They call it broken arrow. That's one of them, and they got for that. And also they call it an empty quiver.
Yeah.
And what is a quiver? It holds arrows.
Yep.
An arrow holder, basically. You know, showing you that the prophet spoke in similitude.
Yeah.
And we're making that similitude playing into today's current events for you. That's what the prophets are here to do. That's what we've been doing. Yeah, you got it.
It's Revelation 9 and I'll start here at 14. Saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day, and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
Yeah, see, so the third part of men, the sons of the wicked. So you got 3 classes of men. You got the sons of the Most High, which are the Israelites. You got the sons of men, which are the other nations. And you got sons of the wicked, which is the third part of men, which is Esau.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision.
Yeah, 200 million missiles, man. All right, and each missile you can carry multiple warheads, man. All right. Go ahead.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone.
Yeah. That's what the missile looked like when they shot it.
Yeah, kind. And when it's saying jacinth and brimstone, you know that jacinth is a rock. It's a stone. You know, and it usually comes in blue or red, much like the flame of fire.
Yeah.
It comes in blue or red. It says
That might even be one that's like lighted or something like that. They're kind of clipped together and create a spark.
they're like flint.
Yeah, like flint.
It says in the head of the horses, whereas the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone.
That's also talking about the warheads right there.
That power.
Power out of warheads.
Yeah, because the back of the missile,
We saw propulsion and fuel to get it there.
yeah, it looks like a lion's mane. You When they shot out the silo.
It says, by these three was their third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
Yeah, so they gonna burn you alive, man. All right. That fervent heat, man. That fervent heat's gonna burn you alive. And guess what? Guess what? Ocean Epic is pain. Yeah, that's Sarah Connor. Judgment Day, man. She look like she in pain right there.
Look at that screen,
They do hurt.
You said you had something?
I got something. It's Jeremiah 40. It's like Jeremiah 50 and 40. It says, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
We're talking about Russia,
Russia and their allies. They shall hold the bow and the lance. A lance is basically like an instrument of war. Like a spear or a javelin or something like that. But this is metaphorically, you know. It says they are cruel, they will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses.
Going back to it.
Everyone put in array like a man to the battle. Like it tells you in Jeremiah 2nd chapter. Against thee, O daughter of Babylon. Showing you that's where the horses, that's where the missiles is going. Straight over to Babylon, man.
This is America, man. It ain't talking about Iraq, it's talking about America, man. The daughter of Babylon.
Con.
Great Babylon.
Iraq is still here today. You know, they going through shit right now with Babylonians being in occupying their land.
They ain't forget either, huh?
It was the ancient the Babylonians were the Cushites. Alright?
Well, those the Neo-Babylonian Empire, they were actually the Assyrian people. But going back to like the time of Nimrod, the first Babylon, those were the Cushites. But yeah, you know, but ancient Babylon didn't get destroyed like that. All that happened was their province, their land became under the jurisdiction of the Medo-Persian Empire. That's all that happened, man. You know. So that definitely that wasn't fulfilled back then. That's showing you that's talking about this Babylon. All right. So when people talk about the lake of fire, they talk about, you know, the smoke of her torment going up forever. That's talking about this place.
That's right.
You know? This place will never be inhabited ever again.
Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? And fire is sent among you, and who may quench you? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it had begun to burn?
Yeah, like Australia right now. They're having trouble quenching that fire down there. You got over 500,000 animals.
500 million.
It's like you're 500. Damn.
Yeah, God, bro.
They said the fire is bigger than
Manhattan.
It was bigger than that. It was like Providence or something.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like Rhode Island or something. It was huge, bro.
You can't even see daylight.
No. The images are all blacked out.
Just yellow, man.
Yeah.
But you see, hey, Let's read that scripture again. That's how this place is gonna go out, but even worse. Go ahead.
May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord senteth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
And those are all rhetorical questions. The answer to those is no, man. Hey, you ain't turning away a hungry lion to have some eat, man. You know, and nobody is turning away those arrows once they get shot off, man. Hey, whatever the Lord ordained for it to happen, hey, it's gonna accomplish what He pleases.
Only Yahweh could do that if it were to be done, but He sanctioned it for it to be done.
Hey, Con, the script say
why we turn Him away?
Con, the script say the Lord is not a man that He should lie, man. You know, so what's written is gonna come to pass.
Verse 9. And fire should go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear?
Hey, not even the prophets or His chosen elect could turn the wrath from, like, appease the Heavenly Father enough to turn the wrath from it. It's all part of what has to happen. There is no stopping the destruction that must come to take this man out of power. Okay, this is the only way that the Heavenly Father wants it to go down. This is the way it's gonna go down.
And who's ever shot a gun and then took the bullet and made it come back into the barrel?
Pull it in and grab it. I gotta mean that.
Yeah, who's ever, and then not only that, you shoot a gun at the intended target, who's ever stopped the bullet from actually, like, you know? Like in the movies and shit.
You already know, nigga. You already know. Bullets with his teeth. Please.
It ain't happening that way. He shoot through his teeth, to the back of his head. The Most High's gun.
You already know I was thinking that.
I mean, come on now. These missiles are actually the weapons of the Lord's indignation. Really, those weapons belong to the Most High. That's His armor.
Yeah.
You know? All those missiles that these nations are holding, they're holding that for the Most High. You know? Like when you a boss, you got goons, you put guns and like hey y'all go ahead, take that. You know, hey, I got you that. Hey, that right there, that's gonna fuck them up. Yeah, you gonna get that. You gonna. And all these nations, they thinking that they gonna use it for their own benefit. No, the Lord put it in y'all hands because y'all gonna use it for the Most High's benefit.
Yeah.
Y'all finna destroy each other so He can come down and reign.
Psalm 7:13. He also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained His arrows against the persecutors.
It said His arrows. No missile, them is my missiles. You know? The Lord created them to create that device. Was that Isaiah 54? Created the smith, broke the coal in the fire.
It's Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that broke the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for His work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
I have created the waster. He sat there and carved out those arrowheads and pulled the leaves off that branch to make the missiles.
Even though it was a man that
Yeah.
created it, but the Lord made him do that.
Yep, He put the spirit on him.
It's like the Lord created those missiles.
Yeah.
He gave Teeman the wisdom to come up with the
ICBM.
atomic bomb, the nuclear bomb, the hydrogen bomb, split the atom. You know, that was those Germans, man. The Oppenheimers. You know, they came up with that, and that's how America was able to get the atomic bomb into their hands.
Well,
and they was able to use that against Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
A little quick history on it, and it's funny, the history is put in these movies. All those James Bond movies or Cold War movies like that about espionage and all that, that was what was on the microfilm, the plans to the nuclear bomb. All the microfilm that they were trying to steal and to hide and to make sure they got it before the Russians got it, and it was the Germans that they were trading, who were double agents. The Germans were the double agents playing both sides, trying to get paid off both sides. Well, that was the history on that. That's why those James Bond movies were so popular, because it was talking about that topic. But that was the history of kind of how it went down. When they got the plans for it, they hurried up and tried to get it back, but they can only get it out in certain pieces. They couldn't get the whole blueprint. They had to put the pieces together to put the bomb together, and then the propulsion part as well.
What's so wicked about Esau is that nuclear technology can actually be used for good.
Yeah, it was in them Dark Knight Rises. He said it really could be sustainable energy for everyone, but instead they're using it for the left-hand side to where it's going to be a nuclear catastrophe.
Yeah, it can be destroyed.
Hey, this is Wikipedia. Robert Abraham Esau was a German physicist. It says after receipt of his doctorate from the University of Berlin.
Descendant of Esau.
Literally.
Like, they didn't change the name.
That was his name.
Right.
He's a team now. So Esau worked at Telefunken, where he pioneered very high frequency waves used in radar, radio, and television, and he was the president of the Shore Telefunken Verband. During World War I, he was a prisoner of war of the French. He was repatriated to Germany in 1919. In 1925, he was appointed professor at the University of Jena, where he also served as a rector. In 1933, Esau was the state councilor of Thuringia. It says from, I'm gonna just read this, I don't wanna read all of it. It says from 1937, Esau was head of the physics section of the newly created Reich Research Council. From 1939, he was a professor at the University of Berlin and president of the Reich Physical and Technical Institute. From his position in the RFR, he initiated the first meeting of the Uranium Club.
Hey, Slug. And with that, man, because when I went to an article on the Iranian nuclear deal, and the uranium is what fuels, or the actual the head of that warhead, man, the uranium-235. That's why a lot of countries had sanctions. I mean, not sanctions. They had caps on it to where you couldn't have a certain specific amount over, because it was deemed as your nation would be too powerful due to the nuclear capabilities of it, man.
That's why it was on Iran head.
Yeah, kind.
It says he initiated the first meeting of the Uranium Club in early 1939, the precursor to the Army Ordnance Office German Nuclear Energy Project, which began in September of that year.
That wasn't ready until World War II. They didn't have those nuclear capability ready until the Second World War.
So basically he's known for setting up Germans, the first German nuclear weapons program. You know? Robert Abraham
Literally.
Esau. That's his name. So hey, that's the Smith that broke the coal in the fire, man.
And from that time on, you know, Esau had just been developing the weapon, the missile, to be more and more powerful, more and more destructive.
More sophisticated. More advanced. Hey, what was Cain's profession? And his son Tubal Cain. He was an artificer and skilled in iron.
I was gonna say
he crafted weapons of war. And what does his name mean? Kwayan, which means killing Ishmael.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
Names are ominous.
And then the Lord knew to bless him with the sword, or the weapon of war. Well, that same blessing that Esau lived by, that got him, you know, this current dominion, he's gonna fall by it.
How fitting.
Hey, he that liveth, he that killeth with the sword
Must be killed by the sword.
must be killed with the sword.
Turn the grip against you, back up on the soul of it.
Yeah.
Blood, as he said, the land cannot be cleansed with the blood that is shed thereon, but by the blood who shed it.
Con.
And that's been the same. We're still talking about Qayan and Esau, man. The same spirit, same Edomites.
Yeah.
You brothers still got more on that 16th chapter.
It's one of the first
Somebody else
generations.
has something? Okay.
It's Psalms 21 and 8. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them.
Fire is going to swallow up in his wrath. That nuclear blast, and then the fire's going to burn you up. That's why you're showing the Sarah elements going to know what fervent heat. The human body's made with the element table, periodic table.
It says, their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them.
Arrows upon that string, it said?
Yeah, kind of.
What shall we turn upon them?
That goes to show you that the law was never done away with, as far as like an eye for an eye,
Yep.
and so on and so forth, that it was never done away with at all. Because everybody's quick to say, oh, that was in the Old Testament, that's the Old Testament.
They want to separate it. But they only wanted to separate the responsibility of keeping the law.
Yeah, if that was done away, we got to disregard that now. Why would the Lord go on to say later on to the church, he that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience in the face of the saints. Now, why would the Lord say there is no respect of persons in judgment? You know, he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong that he hath done. You know, for it is a righteous thing for the Lord to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
That's right.
You know, the Lord never did away with that principle.
Can't do away with common sense, man.
The Lord basically what the Lord is saying is, let me get that vengeance. You don't take the vengeance upon yourself. You know?
You ain't as mad as I am.
He said, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord.
And to loving thy enemies and pray for your enemy, and vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So, which well unto them.
Well, not to the actual enemy, but amongst us.
But it's coded that way, right? So it can stand the test of time. So it can confuse some, trap some up, it can be precepted also. So when it's saying pray for thine enemies, it's talking about people that you have disagreement with, that's within the faith of your own nation. You can't be mad at them. You have disagreements. But your actual natural enemies, they're a drop of the vessel. Which we all know all of that. You know? But it's written that way to throw people off. Anybody have something else right there?
Yeah, because the prophets, they curse their enemies. Even King David said, I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee.
Yep.
I count them my enemies, man.
Luke 19 and 27. And it reads, but those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Yeah.
That's direct.
That's the red letter right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead with yours, bro.
Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
And that's where I had to go to read that, because majority of those 2/3 which are Israelites will be cut off and die by the nuclear fire that we're talking about. But they're going to accept the chip. Some of them going to die in famine and different other ways before that. The majority is going to die with the missiles. All right?
But the third shall be left therein. We read 19.
Yeah, you might.
And I will bring.
You don't have to jump like that.
There's Zechariah 14 and 12.
The third of the 1/3 the elect.
And this shall be the plague whereof the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Get the sign, I like the sign back on.
Back out.
It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
That's what you're looking at. Her flesh is burning off of her body.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And what's funny that the body parts that the Lord is describing through Zechariah are symbolic to the things that you've seen with your eyes, that you desire to see with your eyes, and the things that you've spoken with your mouth, and the things you put in your mouth.
And they're the most vulnerable too.
Yeah.
You know, vulnerable body parts, you know, like, I mean, they all have protection because your eyes, your eyelids, but after the eyelids, this is just pure.
The eyelids is thin.
Yeah, kind. Yeah.
Bro, in this Indiana Jones movie, I don't know if y'all ever seen it when they had like the Holy Grail one.
Yeah.
Remember when that the Edomite drank the thing and his eyes consumed in his mouth, and he like just went away like dust. Yeah, that was.
Only because he drank out the wrong cup.
Yeah, he drank out the wrong cup, but that was heavy.
Yeah.
You know, knowing the scripture spiritually, and you know.
And it was the Lord's Holy Grail.
Think about it.
Indignation.
Think about it. The cartilage, most of the cartilage on the body is in your head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all this right here is all soft and tender.
Mm-hmm.
Your earlobes,
your nose.
your nose. That's all like cartilage, man. So just imagine when you get burnt up. That's gonna be the layer, the first layer that's gonna go quick. So your eyes is gonna be left exposed to all that heat. That shit's gonna melt, man.
Hey, imagine when you look in the oven checking on something, bro. You know, and this contained in there. Imagine if it's everywhere blasting heat with power at you.
Or like you ever go to like one of these amusement parks and they have like a show and they got fire. You feel it. You feel that shit. And you're not even up on it. Like even when they used to, I don't know how old brothers is, they used to have the Mirage. The volcano thing on the shit. Yeah, you can feel that heat. And you like shit 30, 40 feet away.
So imagine when it's coming at you, full power.
And a lot of them nerve endings, you got a lot of nerve endings just in the face, capillaries and all that. If you were to take off the sleeve and just be able to see the nerve endings, especially all around here, those directly connected to the brain because the brain is just right there. So you gonna feel all of it.
Well, saying that
Because you can only feel pain when you're in the flesh.
Yeah.
You know? The brain sends the signals to let the body know that hey, you hurt. It sends it to the nerve receptors, man. You know, once it registers to the brain,
Signals is shot back.
about to feel that max pain.
Yeah.
The maximum level of pain that your body can feel.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall be consumed away in their mouth. Man. And if you ever burnt your tongue, man, you know, you feel that.
Hot coffee, that lasts. So imagine fire. Literal fire, lava level fire on your flesh, man, your mouth. Scorched.
Job 14:22. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn.
Your soul begins to mourn.
Man.
Your spirit for your flesh is speaking like, damn, you fucked up, man. You going through it. But your flesh is
Like she was screaming. Sarah Connor, she was screaming.
And she was still alive, like
she was still alive
shaking
while
the
she was
shaking the
while
gate.
she was melting and shit.
That's what made that scene was deep.
Yeah.
That scene came straight out the script.
Hey, that's why it says in 2nd Ezra, the same must know it after death by
The flesh was going die.
In retrospect, how in that movie it's like he kept her alive so she could feel everything. Every single thing to go through it all the way. So you could
in the movie it was a dream, so she woke up with a new passion after that dream. Well, they don't wake up after death by pain, and they're gonna know right from wrong. They're gonna know how they gonna know it after death by pain.
It's gonna be for their good though, because they're gonna be officially then went through a baptism.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get baptized by this
First
baptism,
resurrection, so you have to come back.
you got to get that baptism.
And then they'll be tried and refried.
This is Jude 1:7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire, man. You know, meaning, he's using the expression there, meaning they still suffering even to this very day the harsh judgment that they received thousands of years ago.
It's gonna be even more powerful.
The effects is gonna have everlasting effects on them. They can't grow. They can't grow nothing there. No, you know.
Yeah.
Basically, a nation of people can't go over there and all of a sudden just start just growing shit and building shit, and it becomes another empire. Man. Hey, if that was possible, Esau would have been did that. It'd be looking like Tel Aviv over there in Sodom and Gomorrah right now. Why they can't do that?
Yeah.
You know?
They can bring all the trees and that shit still ain't gonna grow.
Nope.
I got something.
I'm pretty sure the weather's probably affected. You know, clouds coming over. They probably don't get much rain over there. You know, in that area where Sodom and Gomorrah once was.
Let me get this Matthew chapter 3, verse 11. Going back to what you said about that baptism, right? It says, "I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance." The water is the washing of the word, right? But actually, for the truth of that time period, John was really dipping them in that river Jordan. Okay? It says, "But he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost." And that's this, the washing of the water of the word. But it's, how old? We get something from chapter 4. Ephesians 4, right? 4 or 5?
How's it go?
4 and 26. 5 and 26 is right there. That's how you truly get cleansed now. Back when John was doing it, it was figurative, but they were actually becoming cleansed spiritually from what he was doing physically with the water. You pastors, you don't get it. It's not like that no more. After Yahushua left the earth, now it became through the Holy Ghost, which you don't have. Okay? This word is what has that Holy Ghost.
The Lord got to cleanse this filth. He got to baptize this wicked place, man. Hey, like the scriptures say, "Arise, you depart, for this is not your race. This is not your rest, for it is greatly polluted."
And they said he's gonna burn up the works they're in.
That is done in it.
Yeah. And
just imagine the amount of a cleanness, physically, morally, like it's just all around, just unclean.
You don't have to second guess people no more. Or anything. You don't have to second guess people.
He gotta wipe it out, man.
Did you read that in then I'll go back to this?
You got all type of diseases here, man. All type of forms of gonorrhea and syphilis, hepatitis, sexually transmitted diseases, homosexuals, the type of diseases that they spread. All that shit gotta be burnt off, man. They gotta be purged out. All the GMOs gotta be burnt out. All these laboratories that's manufacturing these GMOs and seeds and splicing genes and stuff like that. All these crops with all these pesticides on it. Hey, we forgot. I forget which brother. I think it was Bashai that did it, where he was going into how he saw he uses his left hand with the chemtrails, because chemtrails, it has the two components of the periodic table, the element chart, it has a barium and aluminum, which is Ba and Al on the periodic table. So basically, that's it. Using his left hand magic, man. His enchantment.
Yeah.
His divination, man. So when they spray that shit over us, that shit's more than likely putting spirits on people, man. You know, Jake, hey, look at Jake, you know? Jake got spirits on him. You know? Go ahead, bro. This place gotta get wiped out. It gotta get wiped
The type
out.
of niggas is going over to the Middle East.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Lord's gonna send them quick.
All energetic and athletic.
Yeah.
Get your ass over there with some rifles, man.
Yep.
Get your ass with some.
Niggas be marching doing that shit. Huh?
Jay can't take shit.
Army fatigues on and shit.
We're talking about how the earth needs to be cleansed. I have that. I got that in Ephesians too. What you got? Ephesians 5.
Ephesians 5:26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the word.
Yeah.
Washing of water by the word.
Washing of water by the word. Okay, go ahead. So that was it, right? Let me read this whole verse again. Matthew 3 and 11. I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me, talking about Yahushua, is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire. So all that dipping in water is out. He gonna cleanse us with the Holy Ghost, which is washing the water by the word, right? And then he's gonna baptize those that don't get it unto death by pain with fire.
Yeah, but like with that, in that instance, the baptism also is the fiery furnace of affliction. That adversity that we catch, you know, when we walk that straight in, you're gonna go through it. You're gonna have to, you know, carry that burden. It's gonna be uneasy. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But we're going through that so we can get the impurities off of us. We're going through a learning process when we go through those trials and tribulations, man.
Which fire would you prefer? Trial by fire or the rest of fire? I'll take trial by fire.
Wisdom of Solomon 12. Solomon 12 and what was that, 22, 23? Because you'd rather go through this baptism, even though it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be it's gonna be bitter. But at least, you know, the Lord is making you perfect through it. But the world, they're gonna miss out on this. Well, it's like the 2/3 of Jake that's in this world, they're gonna miss out on this, and they're gonna have to go through the more harsher version of the fire, man.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Let's go.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more.
Yeah, he put a little fire to us.
Yeah, we feel it.
But how much more of these
2/3
the enemies,
of the
man?
nations, yeah.
He said, you shall be whooped with many stripes, because you know the ones that knew, you know,
They didn't prepare themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't do the will of the Lord. Yeah, you're gonna be beaten with many stripes. The Lord's gonna get your ass a lot worse, man. Was that it? That was more?
Yeah. Continuing Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. It says, thou dost chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should think of mercy.
We are judged. They're not looking for mercy. 2/3 of the other fire. And if so, you would be doing things that seem to obtain mercy.
Yep.
More than that.
26. But they that would not be reformed by that correction,
They didn't want to get baptized with the first baptism, right?
They didn't want to remove the impurities.
Yeah, they didn't want to get. They didn't want to go through this discipline. So, go ahead.
wherein he dallied with them, shall feel a judgment worthy of the Most High.
It's got to be some more, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
27. For look, for what things they grudged when they were punished, that is, for them whom they thought to be gods, now being punished in them when they saw it. They acknowledged him to be the true power, whom before they denied to know.
And they're gonna this is the moment when they're gonna finally acknowledge the Most High, man. That He is, man. They're gonna be groaning within themselves, man. Like, oh shit.
Whom before they denied to know, and therefore came extreme damnation upon them. Extreme damnation, bro.
Extreme. That's now you gonna get that literal fire, man. That's extreme, man. For the Lord to keep you down here when all those fucking nuclear warheads is raining down 2 million missiles. Yeah, that's OD.
That's over thousands and
That's
thousands.
overkill.
Yep.
That's his indignation, though. He was pissed at you. It's like unloading a clip, one or two shots with a gun.
And then putting another one in.
Yeah, pop the clip. Keep going.
Yeah. Like a banana clip too.
Well, I said when they profile these killers or whatever, the crime that they do, and somebody, if they stab you once or twice, that's a crime. You stab you. When they stab you repeatedly, that's a crime of passion. Like that's shows another level of hatred for you. You know, when you repeatedly overkill. And that's what the Most High is going to bring them 2 times. Man, going to bring overkill.
And the Lord's gonna show His hate on that day. He's gonna show His love for His people, the elect, and He's gonna show extreme hatred to those that He hated that day.
That's right.
A lot of people got it misconstrued, man. You really taught them to believe that the Lord, He's all love. You know, He's coming back to save everybody. They're gonna realize that the Most High, He's a God not to be reckoned with, man.
Another way to say
They're gonna show His indignation. That's righteous anger.
And he said, what's another way not to be reckoned with, not to be effed with? Here's the other fire that we have to go through. It's tough. Acts chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorted them to continue in the faith, and we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know? So we still got to go through the tribulation, which is that trial by fire, to get into the kingdom of heaven. Even though there ain't no rapture where we just escape and bye. We got to go through it too. There's a level of it that we're supposed to go through. How else can our faith be truly tested?
Yeah, that's an extra. Hey, that's an extra cut. You know, you're gonna have to go through some form of adversity before we make it out of here.
And may I add too, also the hour of temptation, man, speaking on the mark of the beast.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that wasn't the case, then why does John have it in the record, according to the testimony, that you're gonna have men that's gonna be beheaded because they didn't take the mark of the beast, because they refused to bow down to the image of the beast. We're gonna come out of tribulation with those white robes, man. Because at that moment, that's when all the elected, it's gonna be known who are His chosen. They made it through that temptation, man. They made it through that trial, man.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 7, read down. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of fire, or let them perish that oppress the people.
Consumed by the rage of fire. You gotta understand. People that's out there, you guys don't get it, man, how serious this truly is. Okay? The reason I can say that is because where y'all at? World War III and most of you about to get drafted into this war. If you don't go to the war and get killed, you're gonna get killed over here doing something else until the missiles come. But the point being, you're not even trying to escape. We see you watching the videos. Okay? We see you watching the videos. Go out to the city near you, to the brothers out there, and figure out what you can do to earn your salvation. Like these men are out here now.
Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen, that say there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit thou them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, the holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory.
But the Lord's going to ultimately remember his promise. He's going to remember the covenant. And he's going to have mercy upon his elect. Alright? So he's not going to destroy all of Israel. But he's going to make all these other nations that think that they're in power because of their whatever God that they serve. The Lord's going to make an example out of them. He's going to show his power. You know? He's going to be, it says, the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. I just saw 144 roll past. You know? All these nations, they all going to have to, you know, they're going to have to bow down, man. And 2/3 of our old people, a lot of them, they're going to die. The rebels, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to come back on the next go round, man.
I got something real quick. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power, Yahweh, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, says the Lord Yahweh. But he's not going to make end of all the people.
Because he got his elect.
88.
Yeah, he got his elect, man.
That's right.
The house of David.
The break of the cluster.
He got the government, man. You know? And mercy and grace is really for the elect. If you really born with it, when you really get down to it, technically, the mercy and grace, it really starts with the elect, but then it trickles down to the rest of the nation. On this side, it's only going to start with the elect, because they're the ones that's going to make it out of here. 2/3, they're not going to receive that on this side. Man. The mercy for them is they're going to come back through the elect and be partaker of the glory and the blessing. You know?
So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he had care for his elect.
Right.
Clean.
This is so beautiful about the prophet. It's so
Straight to the
straightforward.
point.
Yeah.
You know? That grace and mercy is really for the elect right now.
In 2 Ezra 16 and 63, surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and will hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
It's talking about his people, the sinners are his people, man.
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Yep. He's gonna go around the earth, gather up, beam up all the elect, all right, into the chariot. So shall they ever be with the Lord, man. All right. So the Lord's gonna make sure he doesn't leave, like it tells you going back to Amos the 9th chapter, talk about the least grain that he will not leave upon the earth. So he's gonna come and pick up those who he wants to save from his wrath, and keep them in a safe place.
The ones
it's basically like when you read it talks about Abraham's bosom and that parable that the Lord spoke concerning Lazarus and the rich man. Where it talks about him being caught up into Abraham's bosom.
Yep.
That's really talking about a place of comfort where you're safe from danger.
A place of refuge from all the destruction.
Revelation 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So that cloud represents the chariot. It's a big ass chariot.
That's that bosom. That Satan is.
It's Isaiah 26. Come into my chambers.
Yep.
Revelation 18.
Come out of her.
Somebody getting it?
Yeah, Isaiah 26 and 20.
Yeah.
Isaiah 26 and 20.
And also, what was that, Revelation 11? Yeah, 11 and 12.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Yeah, that's just like Noah's Ark. Once him and his family, everybody that was meant to make it got situated, and they got into the chariot and all the animals. The Lord basically had them shut it, and the Lord had it to where it was locked, where nobody can get out and nobody can come in.
God, the Lord sealed the door.
The Lord sealed it closed. So when the elect get in that chariot, and once the mouth of it closes up, that's it. Nobody's getting in. Nobody's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody that want to go out.
Hell no, man. Just that sight, man.
Just to get delivered from all the shit that's going on around you, and from obviously the missiles too. Get missiles coming too. Man.
So you gonna be safe. You gonna be like,
You're gonna be warm in there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be feeling comfortable.
It's gonna be all decked out and nice inside, man.
You're gonna be around like,
Probably gonna smell good up in there.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
He's right there,
Meaning what? They gonna look up at it. They gonna look at it. They gonna look up. And like it tells you that in Wisdom of
Solomon 5, yeah.
They're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our
Yeah,
salvation.
come.
And that's when they're gonna be convicted in their spirit. When they know that they're not going up there, they know they finished.
Yeah. They gonna be thinking, that's it? Ain't nobody else being done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Revelation 18 and 4. Nobody read that, right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, And that
Old
he
nigga trying to
received
be
none
young.
of her plagues. Yeah, man, that missile fire is a major plague that the people have to deal with. We want to be partakers of that. Too hurt.
So wisdom on the bottom top. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Hey, it also tells you that in 2 Corinthians 13, account of when the Lord comes back with the host of heaven, and it says that some shock. But basically, when you go into the account of 2 Corinthians 13, where as you saw the vision, it says that when he saw that big ship come, it said everybody that was up under him, everybody trembled. You know, everybody that saw him up under him, they all trembled. So it's going to be a certain amount of fear that's going to be in the people when they see that happening. Man. It's not going to be like, I mean, even though they kind of put everything in that commercial, that Foot Locker commercial, but really, when it happens in real time, in reality, these people they're gonna be shook, man. You know? Yeah.
For y'all that haven't seen it.
They're gonna be terrified and amazed at what they're seeing. They're gonna be like, this ain't no movie, even though we've been seeing this in the movies, but now it's what they've been depicting in the movies. This shit is really happening. You know, we getting ready to get destroyed.
Hey, but it's gonna be all of the time.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. So read that part again, bro.
Reads, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
Yeah, all they look at all these things that's coming upon the earth. You know, that's gonna be that dreadful sign in the heaven, man. You know, the sign of Yahweh Shai coming back with the clouds. You know,
read 13.
people they're gonna be terrified, man. They're gonna be in fear. It says heartsmen failing them for fear. So they're gonna be bugging out, man. When you see how these people act now when they look at the chariots way up in the sky and they just be like, oh, you see that? Oh man, you know? Yeah, Jake bugging out and shit. You know? But just imagine when they all come down and fill the sky, man, and it gets dark. Yeah, that's gonna scare the shit out of these people, man. All that pride and all that bravado that these people got now, that shit's gonna go away.
Down with the white man.
Go ahead. There was more, right?
It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of
smile.
spirit shall say within themselves, this was he, whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools are counting his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his God is among the saints?
That's what they're gonna be feeling about the elect, who they ridiculed and derided and mocked. You know, called them bums. I've been saying this, for years, man. You know, where's the promise of his coming? You know, scoffers. That's what they're gonna be saying in their minds, man. Self-conviction. You know, and them dudes is right. You know, hey, that's when that moment's gonna play out. Then show you know that a prophet has been among you. They're gonna see the Lord come back, and they're gonna see that He's not what the world portrayed about Him. You know.
Y'all gonna be confused too. But this is the Jesus that I know. This is not my Jesus.
A lot of people are gonna think it's aliens.
Yeah, this man is coming.
Esau is gonna he's already demonizing the chariots by calling them aliens and stuff like that.
Now they call
so
them.
when they come down, the people gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna be looking to Esau's military to fight whatever is
Space
invading.
Force.
Yeah, Trump's Space Force.
That's a
Proud ass motherfuckers, man. You know?
We all got it. Alright, can I read 13 and 29, the second Ezra? Huh? 13 chapter, 29, the second Ezra.
Go ahead, read what you think.
This is second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. So when the Lord come back, man, it's gonna be so much astonishment. It's gonna be utter violence out here, and you 2/3, man, that ain't repenting out here, man. Anyone that ain't repenting, man, the Lord is gonna destroy you. And there's multiple ways for the Lord to do that.
Read that verse one more time.
This is second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Basically, what's going to happen is people are going to be amazed. They're going to be perplexed when the Lord shows up. They're going to see that power, man. You know? They're going to see that. They're going to finally get to witness that power. You know?
Right.
It says it shall come to the what? The astonishment of what?
The astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
The astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, you know. So they're gonna be puzzled, man. You know, because it's basically gonna be a supernatural thing. Like the Lord said, He said that he's not gonna teach you as a man. That means what? That He's coming back in His divine power. You know. It's going to be supernatural, man. Extraterrestrial.
Extra.
You know?
Out of this world.
Out of this world.
We saw the pictures all the time, man.
This is Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered.
Read that again.
Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones.
They said your lips quiver like when you real scared of this.
And this is just the vision that he saw. He's not even living in the moment. He just seeing the vision of it. And that man, they saw some shit, man. That's why they prophesied in sackcloth. Yeah, that's why they were in the spirit of they was in the house of mourning, man. They didn't get these prophecies and then let's go turn up and party and have an Israelite party, man. That lets you know who are not the true prophets, man. You know? Go ahead.
Read it again from the top. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I may rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops.
It's going to be an invasion of troops. Is it talking about the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps? Is it talking about that? You know, is it talking about Vladimir Putin's forces? Is it talking about the United States Air Force, Navy, the Army, the Marine Corps? No, man. The Lord got His own armies. He got His own troops, man.
Shit. Right.
Hey,
the Lord is known as the Lord of Sabaoth. which means Lord of armies. You know?
Shit.
That's them angels.
This one about to be out. I was putting
Short ass battery.
that motherfucker's short.
That's
Like 1 minute and like a minute and 15 seconds passed, and that shit blinking red already.
Is that the third battery?
That's the fourth one.
Fourth one?
Yeah, that's really, fourth is really 5. Blue is 1. But yeah, I got a preview. It's Jeremiah 23
I'm about to throw that battery out.
Jeremiah 23 and 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
Yeah, it's going to be so spectacular that this deliverance is going to be even greater than the ancient Egypt, the Exodus deliverance.
When the whole nation walked out of Egypt, this is going to be better to watch the way that the elect walk out.
Yeah.
Man, what?
We walked into the wilderness acting all weak and we think we're going to starve and hungry and this and that.
No faith at all.
No faith. You know? No, we gonna leave up out of here with no worries, man. We're gonna be straight. We're gonna be made perfect. The Lord's gonna put the laws and statutes and judgments into our inward parts, man. You know, that's gonna be a beautiful thing. That's what's gonna separate it from every other deliverance we have. You know? We all gonna go up into the whirlwind like Elijah. We all gonna be translated in that day. The elect. All the elect are going to be translated just like Elijah did. You know?
That's right.
Just like Enoch did. You know? And what did those men have in common? They all walked with the Most High. You know, they stayed loyal. They stayed on the path, man. They didn't deviate. They stayed loyal to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You know?
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 14. And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with the flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Showing you the level of anger the Lord's going to have. Because he's allowing the amount of wickedness pile up, because the Lord is very long-suffering. There's a certain limit, it's a certain measurement of evil that has to build up, that has to be fulfilled before the Lord finally comes down and utilize that anger, man. It's going to result in him wiping motherfuckers out, man, off the planet. Yeah. And his fury, man.
Right.
You know? The Lord is angry with the wicked every day. But but at the same time it says that he's slow in anger but great in power, man. He's slow to wrath. Just because the Lord, the Most High is very meticulous in how he works. You know, he's gonna allow men to build up their pride, like it tells you in Ecclesiastes, because sins against the evil word is not executed speedily. Therefore, it's send the hearts of men, the sons of men to do evil. So the Lord, it's like he's sitting back and allowing things to happen just so people can get their pride level up to continue to do their wickedness. So that the Lord can basically fill up that cup of measure of their evil. And once he gets to that measure point that he's looking for, that's when he's gonna act on it, man.
Right. Vice versa for the elect, right? Wait long enough for your repentance to come to where you can earn your salvation. But he has to wait on that way. But talking about the anger though, once your cup is full, man, with his anger, it's a wrap. I got something like this. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall Arabia pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. I want to actually get this over here.
Can you imagine how angry the Lord was with Sodom and Gomorrah?
Right.
Sodom and Gomorrah was in a lot of ways just like Babylon. It was like a safe haven for you to, if you wanted to get away with doing some wickedness, and you didn't want to have to worry about, falling into certain. Well, yeah, that con, bro. If you a homo, we gonna protect you. If you a woman and you into women, we gonna you good over here. You can do that over here.
It was a place
Just
where
don't go back on the other side of the Dead Sea, or you probably get stoned to death or get your head rolled.
That was a sanctuary city for
where no law, where it was lawless, and it was people didn't have to abide by the law, and they weren't judged by the laws. They would just do as thou will.
Hey, that was the place where people went and freaked off,
Yeah.
It's funny when Lot's wife looked back, what the fuck was she thinking about?
Yeah.
My brother, or whatever the fuck she was thinking about, man. This is what I have to. This is Isaiah 13, and I'm gonna start at 5. But it said they come from a far country, from the end of the of heaven, even to the Lord, even the Lord Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. How ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman in travail. They shall be amazed one at another. Their
Imagine the amount of screams we're gonna be hearing.
Even in national TV.
On New Year's, a certain moment when you hear that going on. Then there was like it was strictly gun shooting. You can hear the difference. And then I looked over at my son and said, one day that's gonna be screams right after that. And a lot more of those, but with screams attached to it.
Yeah.
No?
Millions of people screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah, man. Being invaded.
Yeah.
You ready for that? Get yourself spiritually ready for that.
They just had that woman that was screaming, and they caught her on the ring doorbell.
Oh yeah, she's getting whooped.
No, Darnell, no.
Darnell
Sorry, fuck,
beating that bitch's ass.
Yeah, he kicked the
fucked her
shit
up.
out there, man.
Well, it's gonna be like that every day though. Until the missiles come, man.
That's right.
Hey bro, put that in the bag.
Reading on, it says, verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Yeah, man. That day is coming, the hardest day. But if you in the spirit of the Alba shine, you'll be protected, man. You'll come up hither. Okay, we have to prophesy both for the sides of that coin. That is going to be a destruction that comes, and those that are chosen, there'll be a salvation to come for you, and not for everybody else. That's important.
right, well, with that, we're going to close. We're going to give all the praise, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Give honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. We're going to say Shalom.
Shalom.
A whole lot more of those holy sirens too, man.